Ladies and gentlemen, Larry from the Shiz Network here, back again. In this video, I am going to be talking about the Dark Danny character who appeared in the second Danny Phantom TV movie, also known as episodes 28 and 29, The Ultimate Enemy. He is one of Danny's most powerful and most dangerous foes and is the main antagonist of The Ultimate Enemy. With that being said, let's begin this video. If you guys are enjoying this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that way you guys will get notified whenever I upload new videos. I'll upload all kinds of gaming videos, list videos, and essay videos. So if you guys are interested in that kind of content, make sure you subscribe to Shiz Network. And we are currently on the road to 2,000 subs, so thank you for your continued support. In the original timeline, before Clockwork's intervention, Danny used his powers to steal the answers from the career aptitude test, and Mr. Lancer, being very suspicious of Danny, calls the Fentons to the Nasty Burger for a meeting, and unfortunately, the Nasty Burger's vat of nasty sauce exploded just at that time, killing Danny's family, his friends, Sam and Tucker, and even Mr. Lancer. As a result, the grief-stricken boy was forced to move in with his arch-enemy Vlad Masters, as he was the only person left who Danny felt could possibly understand his situation. Despite the history of animosity between the two, Vlad treated Danny with a great deal of sympathy. Completely taken over by grief, Danny asked Vlad to separate his human half from his ghost half so he wouldn't have to deal with his human emotions anymore. Vlad obliged him using the ghost gauntlets to separate Danny's ghost half from his human half. The separated Danny Phantom, now free of the conscience of his human half, overcame Vlad and took the ghost gauntlets. He removed Vlad's ghost half and merged with it, but was overwhelmed by the evil in Vlad Plasmius. This resulted in the birth of Dark Danny, the most powerful and evil ghost to ever exist. His first act of malice was to murder his human half and destroy Vlad's entire mansion, though he left Vlad alive to tell the tale of his beginning. For the next 10 years, Dark Danny committed numerous atrocities against both Earth and the Ghost Zone, culminating in the near-complete desolation of Amity Park and the destruction of many ghosts. The Observance ordered Clockwork to kill Danny in the past to prevent future Danny's rise. Dispatching various ghosts from the future, Clockwork set in motion a series of events that led young Danny to eventually come to the future, where he encountered his dark older self. They fought, but future Danny easily won, trapping Danny in the future, while future Danny went into the past to murder the Fentons, Sam, Tucker, and Lancer in an effort to preserve his existence. Future Danny then disguised himself as a 14-year-old Danny Fenton and traveled to the past via one of Sam and Tucker's time medallions to ensure his future by cheating on the CAT. And Jazz found him with the CAT answers and alerted Mr. Lancer, who called his parents over to the Nasty Burger for a discussion. Sam and Tucker came as well to warn them of the impending explosion, and Jazz, using the Fenton Ghost Peeler, exposed future Danny to all of them. Dark Danny mocked his parents for failing to notice that their son was half ghost and noted Jazz was the only one to notice. He then tied them all up to the nasty sauce vat with ectoplasmic goo just as it was about to blow. Just then, Danny returned from the future and saw what his future self was up to, and they battled. Even with the aid of the Spectre Deflector and the Ghost Gauntlets, future Danny still proved too much for Danny, but did not kill him as his own existence would be at stake. Dark Danny mocked Danny for being powerless against him and promising to protect his friends and family. Refusing to let down his friends and family, Danny unleashed his new ghostly wail. Future Danny was shocked as he himself didn't develop that power for another 10 years. Danny took advantage of future Danny's surprise and unleashed another ghostly whale, weakening future Danny enough for Danny to trap him in the Fenton thermos. Clockwork took the thermos containing Dark Danny and sealed it within his lair. Now that the events leading to Dan had been averted, Dark Danny now exists outside of time, and as such is Clockwork's responsibility, as stated by the observants. At the end, Dark Danny is seen attacking the thermos from the inside, attempting to break free. Unlike most of Danny Phantom's enemies who have to some degree a moral conscience, future Danny possesses no such trait. He is outright wrathful, cruel, remorseless, and more than willing to kill even the people he once cared about just so he can continue his own existence. Due to possessing no humanity whatsoever, future Danny can accurately be described as a psychopath. He enjoys manipulating his friends and family in the past, toying with his younger self by fusing a time medallion to him to anchor him to the future, and reveling in the emotional shock he causes his entire family by revealing his past self's secret identity to his parents. Future Danny even goes so far as to pridefully point out how he purged his humanity long ago. Combined with his destructive tendencies, implied enormous body count, and his willingness to murder his own family in the past to ensure his continued existence in his present, future Danny is an absolute monster, showing that he is willing to go to any lengths to preserve himself as he is. To make things worse, he is also shown to have a psychotic and unnerving sense of humor, joking and taunting whenever he so feels like. He is also notably arrogant, as he condescendingly remarks upon his younger self's charge before taking him down in the future, with a sense of dissatisfaction on the lack of effort on his part. Despite that, he was aware that he could not destroy Danny because that would erase him, so he instead battered him to the point where he couldn't intervene. Though this was before time was averted, and he can't exist without Danny changing into him. Despite his lack of humanity, he is somewhat shown to have some lingering memories of his past that he shows some fondness towards, such as Tucker's sense of humor. However, he is capable of showing fear, as he was horrified at seeing his younger self using the ghostly whale, a power that took future Danny a decade to master. Maybe it's a good thing that Dark Danny never returned, because, truth be told, he definitely scared a lot of kids when the episode first aired. Needless to say, Dark Danny is still one of my favorite villains, probably my favorite villain of the show, maybe my second favorite villain, but that's just my personal opinion. If you guys did enjoy this video, you guys know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and be sure to follow me on these social media platforms. And until then, peace out and deuces beyond the infinite, and as always, think for yourself.